This is another beautiful day the Lord has made. Let us be glad and rejoice in it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's Albertine Sports. You subscribe and then you also turn on post notification bell. When clicking on the notification bell, you click on all so that any kind of post we make on Albertine Sports, you'll be able to get access to the post. So the Premier League has released the nominees for the Player of the Month of October, and Kopama is in there after winning that award in September. In October, he's in the list for the Player of the Month of October. So we'll be running through the players who have been nominated for the Player of the Month in the English Premier League. And the first player is Facundo Buonanotte. Facundo Buonanotte. He plays for Leicester City. And in the month of October, he was a fantastic player for Leicester City in October. And the second player is Josko Vardio from Manchester City. The defender also had a very good month in October. We also had Brian Mbeumo for Brentford. Brian Mbeumo for Brentford. And also we have Cole Palmer from Chelsea. Bukayo Saka also for Arsenal. Bukayo Saka was in the list for the Player of the Month of October in the English Premier League. We have Matt Sells. Matt Sells, who's the goalkeeper. He's a goalkeeper for Nottingham Forest. Nuno Espirito's Nottingham Forest. And then we also, yeah, so they were there. Danny Welbeck is also in the list. So Danny Welbeck also in the list. He's been nominated for the Player of the Month of October in the English Premier League. We also have Chris Wood. Chris Wood for Nottingham Forest. Now these players have been nominated. These are the nominees. What has they done, or what did they do in the month of October to merit these nominations? What did they do in the month of October to merit these nominations? So we're starting with Matt Sells for Nottingham Forest, a good goalkeeper in the English Premier League in the month of October. He had a very, very good month. He played 3 matches for Nottingham Forest. He won 2, he drew 1, and he kept 1 clean sheet, and also he made 14 saves in 3 matches. So you could clearly see he was decisive in the matches Nottingham Forest played in the month of October. So he deserved to be nominated for the Player of the Month of October in the English Premier League. We also have Danny Welbeck from Brighton and Hove Albion. And Danny Welbeck played 3 matches. He won 2, he drew 1, and lost 0. He scored 3 goals with 0 assists. Yes, so the 33-year-old had a very good month in the month of October. And also Chris Wood, Chris Wood, and anywhere you go, the name people were talking about was Chris Wood in the month of October because he had a very, very good month in this particular October. He played 3 matches, he won 2, he drew 1, lost 0. He scored 4 goals for Nottingham Forest. And if a player is scoring 4 goals for Nottingham Forest in a month, it actually shows how good he was in that particular month because Nottingham Forest is not a club which is at the highest level, which have quality players that can beat top giants and then who is above the middle class table. Nottingham Forest is a middle club in the English Premier League. So a player from Nottingham Forest scoring 4 goals in the English Premier League was actually a very, very good mark for him in the English Premier League in the month of October. Kopama also from Chelsea played 3 matches. He won 1, drew 1, and lost 1. He scored 1 goal and made 1 assist. That's what my question is. Because with these statistics, you won only 1 match in the month of October. You drew 1 and you lost 1. You scored 1 goal and made and gave an assist, only 1 assist. So how did he merit? How did he qualify to be in the nominees? Well, it doesn't mean he's going to win. So nominations. That's it. He was actually good without the goals. His impact for Chelsea in the matches against Liverpool, he was lost in the match. To be honest, against Nottingham Forest, sorry, they were not that prolific. They were not that good for themselves against Nottingham Forest, but against Newcastle, he had a very, very good game against Newcastle. I think at least there should be different players to replace Kopama because the month of October, Kopama was not that extraordinary. Bukayo Saka played 2 matches. He scored 1. He won 1, drew 1. He scored 2 goals and made 2 assists. So 4 goal contribution in 2 matches. Bukayo Saka was injured after the international break. So for Arsenal, he played only 2 matches. And last weekend he played against Liverpool, a top club, and then he scored a goal and an assist. So 4 goal contribution in 2 matches. Very, very good. And he made a statement against Liverpool that any time on any day he can actually cause a havoc in the particular or in the match. Now Brian Mbeumo for Brentford played 3 matches, won 2 of them, lost 1, he drew 0. scored 3 goals and 0 assists for Brentford. Also have the Cameroonian international also had a good month in the month of October. Then Josco Vardio in the month of October played 3 matches, won 3, drew 0, lost 0, scored 1 goal, kept 1 clean sheet, and as a defender, what we expect from him is not too much of goals. I mean, at least he got 1 goal and then he kept 1 clean sheet, and his performance defensively, the kind of clearance he made and how defensively good he was for Manchester City in the month of October makes him deserve to be nominated in the player of the month of October in the English Premier League. And then Facundo Buonanotte for Leicester City played 3 matches, won 2, drew 0, lost 1, scored 2 goals. He's just 19 years old. The Argentina international is just 19 years old, scoring 2 goals in the month of October, at least for Nottingham, for a Leicester City side that is struggling to play and then win matches consecutively. Consistency is a major problem for Leicester City. So playing 3 matches in the month of October in a Premier League, he scored 2 goals. They won 2, and then you will see how um he was influential in the Leicester City setup. Now let's move on to the coach of the month of October. We have Nuno Espirito Santo for Nottingham Forest, Pep Guardiola for Manchester City, Fabian Hosler for Brighton and Hove Albion, and Anna Slot for Liverpool. Now, Nuno Espirito Santo played 3 matches, won 2, drew 1, and lost 0. So he's seventh on the league. Yes, currently he's seventh on the league. Nuno Espirito Santo for Wolves was good. He came to Tottenham Hotspur and couldn't get, or he didn't get a good spell at Tottenham Hotspur. He went to the Saudi League and he was fired. He came back to the English Premier League, took Nottingham Forest. We all know Nuno Espirito Santo is a defensive-minded coach, and for Nottingham Forest, he has made Nottingham Forest one of the best defensive sides you can get in the English Premier League. And currently, they are seventh on the table. Nottingham Forest is actually good for them. They don't have two world class, top world class players in their squad, but to be able to be seventh after 10 matches in the English Premier League, and then playing 3 matches in the English Premier League in the month of October, won 2 of them, lost 0 and drew 1. So he was able to get 7 points in the English Premier League in the month of October. He actually deserves to be nominated. Now, Pep Guardiola there, you don't need to explain how good he is. 3 matches, 9 points in the English Premier League. That's it. And then he also qualified. He deserves to be in there. Fabian Hosler for Brighton and Hove Albion played 3 matches, lost 0, won 2, and then drew 1. So he also got 7 points in the month of October. Then he's actually good for the Brighton and Hove Albion side. And then Liverpool, they played 3 matches, won 2, and then they drew 1. And the deal to Arsenal just ended. And then they are second on the league. You will clearly see how good Arne Slot has been in the English Premier League since he took over from Jurgen Klopp. So these are the nominees for the month of October. These are the nominees for the awards in the month of October in the English Premier League. The player of the month, the coach of the month. Personally, for the player of the month, my vote for the player of the month, I am going to give my vote to Chris Wood. He had a very, very good month, scoring 4 goals for Nottingham Forest. He actually deserves to win this award. And then for my coach of the month, I'll give it to Pep Guardiola, playing 3 matches, winning all those 3 matches. It's not a big deal. It's not new. It's not an extraordinary and a big thing for Pep Guardiola. But this is a Pep Guardiola side that has been facing, or that's facing some injury crisis recently. And then today in his press conference or in an interaction with the media, he said he only have 13 first-team players in the squad because Jeremy Doku is injured, Jack Grealish is injured, Rodri is injured, Savino is injured, Doku is injured. They have a lot of injured. Akanji is also doubtful. So you could clearly see how Pep Guardiola has managed to be able to get those 3 points. Kevin De Bruyne is also injured. Those players who always come up in decisive moments for Pep Guardiola are currently out of the squad. So 13, first team players are the players he currently have in his squad. But hey, he's Pep Guardiola, he can turn things around. Now let's move on to FC Barcelona. Fermin Lopez was one player last season that Xavi made the world realize or got to know that he's a proper baller and he's a talent, a generational talent Barcelona can rely on for the next 10 to 15 years. He's actually 21 years old now, which shows he's young, and the kind of footballing abilities this guy possesses is beyond imagination. You see, his style, when you are being told that you watch Femi Lopez and you are told this guy is from the La Masia, you will doubt him because he's not the kind of La Masia graduate who love to hold on the ball, give short passes, and love to and play the ball more. This guy is very direct. He's quick, and any little space he gets in front of the post, he's trying to go for power. And that's who Fermin Lopez is. So Xavi made us see him last season. I mean, his first professional season in the Spanish La Liga, and then in European football, scored over 10 matches, scored over 10 goals. Sorry, in his first season, his first professional season. That showed how good this guy is. And today, his contract has been extended to 2029, and I think it's actually a good to be a squad player for Barcelona because Barcelona will compete in a lot of competitions this year in the Champions League, the Copa del Rey, the Spanish La Liga. They also go and play the Super Cup. So with these matches Barcelona will be playing this season, this is another talent who is good and can come back, come from the bench and also make some, I mean, make some changes in the squad when the need arises. So his contract extension is actually good for FC Barcelona, and these are players who are the future of FC Barcelona. Now, prior to the start of the season, Barcelona signed Dani OLMO in the transfer window, and because of the financial status of Barcelona, they were not able to register him for the first 3 matches for FC Barcelona. So he came on, sorry, for the first 2 matches, yeah, for the first 2 matches. So he came on for the third match. That was against Rayo Vallecano because they registered an OLMO because Christensen got injured. So they took advantage of the time he's going to be out and then register. They registered an OLMO and then Paul Victor. But the plan was Barcelona will extend their contract or they will sign a new deal with Nike. With this deal, Barcelona will return to the 1v1. So financially, they will be good to be able to sign and register players. But at the moment, the deal has not been signed yet. So it has raised concerns about the registration of Dani OLMO and Paul Victor in January because Christensen, the time he'll be out for his injury will end or he'll recover in before January. So he'll be available in January to play for Barcelona. That means the registration of Dani OLMO and Paul Victor won't be valid anymore. So Barcelona will have to find some ways and means to register Dani OLMO and Paul Victor for the January or from January. So that has been concerns that has been coming up. If Barcelona are not able to complete the deal with Nike before January, that's what's actually going to happen. I always say this: Rafinha was a rejected stone last season at Xavi. This time he's a cornerstone. And at the moment, Barcelona are planning to extend his contract. He's having a good season, and Rafinha is playing his best form in his career. And with what he has been able to do this season, they are planning to extend his contract for FC Barcelona. Szczesny came to Barcelona because Marc-Andre ter Stegen got injured. And prior to Andre ter Stegen's injury, there were questions that were coming up about his performance and how he was giving out a lot of balls, committing a lot of mistakes in dangerous periods and then in decisive matches. So Barcelona wanted to sign a goalkeeper, let's say in January, to come and compete Marc-Andre ter Stegen or for the future because Marc-Andre ter Stegen is 31 years and he can't be in the post for Barcelona for the next 5 years. So Barcelona will need to make a signing. So Szczesny's signing was for a short term to replace ter Stegen. But if his performance was good, Barcelona would have extended his contract, or they could extend his contract to, let's say, next or 1 or 2 seasons. But according to Deco, who is the sporting director of FC Barcelona, according to the Barcelona transfer department, they are considering to sign a young goalkeeper for a long-term project. And the number one priority for Barcelona is Ronaldo. So Diego Costa for Porto, and the Portuguese goalkeeper is the number one priority for the goalkeeping department for FC Barcelona. It's very difficult because Bayern Munich also want to sign that goalkeeper to replace Manuel Neuer at the end of the season, and Barcelona will also be going in for the goalkeeper. So it will be a bidding war between Barcelona and Bayern Munich as to who will be able to sign this goalkeeper. Mind you, Barcelona currently are not in a good shape financially. They will need to finalize the deal with Nike before they will be able to rival Bayern Munich to compete for a player. So as it stands now, the signing of Diego Costa Barcelona can't prioritize the signing of Diego Costa because of the financial situation, especially Bayern Munich. Showing interest in the goalkeeper. Let's talk of Rafa Leao. Barcelona will be completing the Camp Nou next year, and definitely they will need a big signing to generate more revenue from the stadium. And according to Van Laporta, initially it was Nico Williams, and now Nico Williams is set to extend his contract with Atletico Bilbao. Barcelona still have interest to sign Nico Williams, but if his contract exceeds 60 million, his current release clause, if it exceeds 60 million, I don't think Barcelona would go in for Nico Williams. So now they are exploring the options either for Luis Diaz or for Rafa Leao. And currently, the one at the top of the pecking order is Rafa Leao, and Barcelona could sign Rafa Leao, let's say next season or next summer, to be able to boost the revenue of FC Barcelona. Alejandro Baldi last season couldn't play because he was injured. He was not that consistent for FC Barcelona because of his injury. He was out after 6 matches for FC Barcelona. And this season he has resumed, he has started the season very, 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 very well. And in 9 La Liga matches Alejandro Baldi has played, no one has dribbled past Alejandro Baldi. No one has dribbled past Alejandro Baldi. Yes, in his first season for Barcelona in the 2020-2021, where Barcelona won, sorry, the 2021-2022 season, when Barcelona won the league under Xavi. That was his first season, his breakthrough season for Barcelona. And the thing was, Alejandro Baldi was good offensively, but defensively he was not that solid to go in for tackles and in 1v1 situations. Last season was the second season he got injured. But prior to his injury, the concern was defensively, Alejandro Baldi was good, but offensively, he was limited and he was not creating and giving accurate and good crosses up front. But this time, offensively, he has improved a bit, and check that assist he gave to Lewandowski against Real Madrid. But defensively, he has been very, very solid, and that will help the development of Alejandro Balde in his career. A defender who is good defensively and also offensively cause a threat because he's quick, he's pacey to recover, and he's also good in decision making. But I think he has to at least work on his decision making and his crosses, when to make good crosses and when to dribble a player. That's left with that's something Alejandro Balde have to work on. And if he's able to do that, it will be a very, very good improvement for him. And as a young left back currently involved in football, Rafinha is the player who has created most chances in the top 5 leagues, or sorry, top 6 leagues, top 5 leagues in the world. Yes, he has created 39 chances. 39 chances. Yes, Rafinha has created 39 chances in the top 5 league. Yes, so that's what Rafinha has done. That clearly shows Rafinha is actually having a very, very, very good season. And if he stays like this, if his form continues like this, he will help Barcelona very, very much, and in going forward in the season. These are betting sports. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and after subscribing, also